All my stories comes from the real experiences.
Everywhere I would go with a DVD, they said Indian cinema, no, we are not interested. They said it's only Bollywood cinema. I said Indian cinema is not Bollywood cinema. आपको घर में 2 वक्त खाना नहीं मिलेगा तो चलेगा, लेकिन सिनेमा देखना है आपको.
This is something which would be new to the Indian audience, you know. All my stories comes from the real experiences. This was a story for a long time I had thought of, doing, because there are a lot of documentaries and short films I have done on the similar subjects, on sex selective aversion. The problem happens, the whole gender inequality in India and all that. But the more interesting was something which I was missing as a genre of cinema was family adventure. So the whole film is treated as a interesting family adventure and with a lot of musical interfaces into the film, and I thought that this is something which would be new to the Indian audience, So rather than making it a black thriller, I tried to make it a fun adventure thriller with lot of our own home characters into it. Everyone talks about that, yeah, I Am Kalam was successful, it became an iconic film, and so people would expect more from you. I said, what is there to expect, If I make a good cinema, people will watch it. I never had a pressure that what would people like, I should make a better film than I Am Kalam. No, I wanted to make the way I wanted to do my cinema, and which is what lies with I Am Kalam also. It was not deliberately made like an art house cinema or a world cinema or a commercial cinema. It was simply a story I wanted to tell. This was the success which lies to I Am Kalam, And same would happen with Jalpari also. Jalpari has that most interesting beats and elements in the film, and also if you hear the music, this is a completely different sort of music which Medieval Pandit has given, the way Subhaji is saying, and also the song which has come from Piyush Mishra is amazing. It takes you back to your own childhood. So it has lot of that rhythm, that pain, that pathos what Indian audience like to see. When people ask me what was I Am Kalam, I said I made a film on superhero. It was about fantasy, but I didn't make something like a Spider-Man or Superman or anything like that. I don't imagine in that level. I see that fantasy, that Superman also within that real life. The child was looking for a Superman. For him it was Dr. Kalam was the Superman. So that fantasy which we see in real life, we fantasize. We don't fantasize what was there in Avatar, or what a Spider-Man could do. That fantasy we see in regular life. So this film is also has that fantasy element which is treated very dramatically, and people will see as, oh my god, this happens with me. I don't consider any period is golden period. Cinema, art form, any art form, cinema as well as painting, everything is a evolving and changing process. And I also love Bollywood films a lot. I always say that one of my favorite films is Om Shanti Om. And that is a genre which we love, the whole song and dance. It's a lovely genre. It's a beautiful genre. And it's not easy to make something like that even. But I'm saying that it's a great time where independent cinemas are coming, because unless there are independent cinemas, there is no what you call freedom of speech for an artist. We become too lazy, we become too selfish to look at only money. Money you can calculate also here. Kahaani made money, or Vicky Donor made money, Stanley Ka Dabba made money. So you'll have to figure out that way. Rather than blaming each other, I think each of us need to do something somewhere so that each cinema can, survive. I had a struggle when I made I Am Kalam 3 years back, when I went to Cannes, Germany, Berlin and all that, and everywhere I would go with a DVD, they said Indian cinema, no, we are not interested. They said it's only Bollywood cinema. I said Indian cinema is not Bollywood cinema. Bollywood is a genre, independent cinema, there is regional cinema, there's so many cinemas. Why we shouldn't have an identity? And 3 years after now, that all the sales agent, distributor, international distributors knows that okay, there is good cinema coming from India. So we shouldn't lose hope on good quality cinema. Good quality cinema need to survive. Independent cinema need to survive. Then only, also it will make money. Like our country doesn't ask. There is not even hardly 1 or 2 documentary theatrical plays. There is no documentary audience at all. Which is seen, I would say. There's such beautiful topics, beautiful technicians, We could do amazing stories in documentaries. We don't do. It's a shame because this is the largest, one of the largest cinema producing country, and you have an audience. आपको घर में 2 वक्त खाना नहीं मिलेगा तो चलेगा, लेकिन सिनेमा देखना है आपको. तो जब तक सिनेमा है, तब तक ये सब चीजें चलेगा. हम नहीं बोल रहे हैं कि बॉलीवुड खराब है, कि इंडिपेंडेंट सिनेमा की कोई है, नहीं. There should be space for everyone. What I don't like as an artist is I don't want to be pretentious. I don't want to follow anyone. I want to be truly independent whether I do a Bollywood box office even. If I copy something even, I'll be independent to it, But nevertheless, I want to tell the story in a correct form. And that will come. That's a promise that I have done myself, that I would never cheat to my audience.